Good morning, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, I send you love. I'm going to first begin this video with kind of expressing what I am personally going through. I guess emotionally and physically, some of the symptoms perhaps. And then allow it to flow to sources message that I received last night, part of it anyway. First, I am going to say that I love you guys. I love you all. I love you all. And thank you so much, really, for doing everything that you're doing. You know, I think it's we get to a point of really feeling lonely throughout this journey. And perhaps you have been someone who has felt lonely throughout your entire lifetime. And which makes what takes place when you are growing spiritually, that intense separation that comes along with it, because you're beginning to learn about who you are, that separation becomes even more necessary. Yet that separation can become even more it can come to the point where it can limit you in a way, because you are feeling again something that is so familiar that you can't shake, yet you know it's still part of the process. Now, how can you get past it? So I send you so much love and compassion, and I am giving you so much love. You guys can do this. You guys can do this, and you can have so much. There is, and when I say so much, that doesn't say enough. There is an unlimited amount of what we can hold on to. But without us taking those steps, walking, and taking those emotions that come along with walking, with what that comes along with believing in something unknown that we've only daydreamed about. It does get easier. Keep going. Do not stop. Do not doubt yourself. Don't lose faith. It gets easier as you release control, as you surrender to that higher power that is still you. You are that higher power. You know, at one time, I would have never said that you are the higher power. And I'm beginning to get more comfortable with the expression that you are Source. You are God. Before, I was like, oh my gosh, if I say this, 1, people are going to think I'm a lunatic. 2, people are going to think that I'm above and beyond anything within this world. That I really think that I'm this almighty. That stems, of course, from something separate. But I know that God is within me. I know that the Spirit grows within me. It's because of the work that I have done. And to be able to finally say that without this pain in my heart, it really feels good. It really feels good. Love yourself enough to keep going. Love yourself enough to to keep going. Okay, so I had a very restless sleep, not because I was sick or anything like that. I was continuously receiving. Yesterday I noticed that my sacral, my root, my solar plexus, and I guess I should have started with my root, root, sacral, solar plexus, kept having this swirling energy. And from time to time, it would raise to my heart and cause me to kind of stop in my breath, get my attention. But mostly it stayed within the lower chakras. And I kept feeling this swirl and swirl. And sometimes, again, it was the, as if I was wearing an electric belt around between the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. This is actually where that spiral of energy meets, kinda. When you have your Merkaba intact, and the swirling of both of the triangles are twirling and twirling and twirling. So if you're feeling a belt, and you may feel it from time to time, it goes away, don't worry about that. Just know that when you begin to feel certain things, and I'm asking you to really tune into your body is telling you all about your growth. Write it down, and then whenever someone starts speaking about it, you can always go, oh, yes, that's what it is. And when you can make the association, you bring a lot of that integration and progress in moving forward successfully. Not everything in our path is going to have an understanding towards. And I meant to put this in my video anyway today, so since I'm speaking of it, because there's a lot of messages that I receive intuitively through visions and such like that, where I can find answers and decode. And then there are things that I'm like, I see beautiful beings, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who you are. You haven't introduced yourself. You're beautiful. I'm going to do some research based upon what I was feeling and see what it may be and kind of go within and make some sort of connection. But really, sometimes I'm left, I don't know. One day, I know I'll know. And that has happened where from time to time, I'm receiving information or connecting with individuals or beings, and I don't know for months, year. It's been 2 years from my awakening, but my awareness to my awakening. So don't hold it against yourself if there are some things that you don't understand if you receive, images and stuff like that, because when it is time, you will understand those things. The thing that you should try to understand are the things that are in relationship to your lessons, and which also are the association between how you are feeling. Understanding your emotions and what's taking place is our number one goal. Of course, and resonating with love. Along with that, incorporating those together. So I had the lower chakra sensations, and I had a good day yesterday. Pretty energetic, nothing out of the ordinary, very blessed. Grounded, etc. And okay, so let's just go to the message, because I think that's all that I experienced until this morning. Well, currently I woke up feeling just blah. I'm not happy, I'm not sad, I wasn't tired, although I am getting really tired now as a result of what's taking place. And so last night I saw the blood again, and I appreciate being able to see the transformation of DNA. And it's under that microscope, and it's all blown up so I can see the transformation that it was at, the current state of where it is at, to the point of where it is going. And it was moving in such a way that it almost resembled bursts of energy or fractals when they are just like blowing up and moving and gliding into each other. It's so hard to explain. Of course, you can see the cells and all kinds of things like that, but it began with just being tiny blood cells here and there, I mean, just a few, and then blowing up to many. So this is about the DNA upgrades within that are still taking place. Excuse me there, I had a frog in my throat. So I did also begin having some indigestion yesterday due to the swirling energy that I was speaking about. Nothing to the point that was, making me unable to eat or intense digestion issues or reflux. Nothing like that. Just noticeable. But this morning, I do drink decaf coffee. I had to switch from caffeinated to decaf. I couldn't drink it this morning. I did throw up this morning as a result of that purging and purification process. And emotionally, again, I don't want to say the word numb, but it's just nothing. And I want to reassure you that it's okay to feel nothing. It's not because you're emotionless. It's not because you're a bitter person. It's not because you're angry. It's not because anything. It's the process sometimes. The process of receiving something and then the body attempting to catch up. Your spirit is being enhanced and is glowing, but the physical form is still attempting to catch up. So it's okay. And then if you all of a sudden become very tired, like I am, it's okay. Have compassion. If you need to rest, rest. If you get irritable, give yourself compassion to have that, because it's still a form of purging out something and upgrading. It's always about purging, upgrading, letting go, and receiving. So, going to a portion of this message, because a lot of it I have to do tons of research on. And this is actually, excuse me, my second video I'm redoing. My first video was only like 7 minutes long, and did some errands. I came back and said, no, let's just go ahead and redo this. It's about Alice in Wonderland. Her running and jumping down that hole. That's what Source says today. And when Alice in Wonderland goes down the rabbit hole, she is seeking understanding. There's a deep, deep meaning here about this. When we are seeking understanding, we're trying to discover something about ourselves. Who are we? Where have we been? And things like that. She was fearless enough to jump down, to travel through this darkness here, to follow that rabbit, to find out Why is he talking? Why is he wearing clothes? Where is he going in such a rush? He's carrying a watch. How insane is that? You know, it's about thinking beyond what you are currently experiencing or what you have always experienced. And it's also about letting go of the idea that you cannot have something that's far-fetched, crazy. That may sound insane to somebody else. Courage, strength, fearlessness to just fall into an unknown area and see what arises. So much adventure can be there. So much life can be there. And lots of us are taking this plunge. And we are going to find more and more about who we are by doing so. Not knowing is the reason why we all are so confused, are so limited, are so separate, because we don't have the courage to find out why something is. That's something that I have learned to always ask. Why? You know, and my husband makes fun of me about it because I dissect movies. I don't care about what the movie is about. I'm like, well, why did they do that? You know, because this and this and this could have been very exciting, or, you know, and I think about everything overall, and I want to know more and more and more. I'm not taking things at its value any longer. And that's what it's about, though, when we are finally plunging into that hole. You know, and oftentimes when we are taking that dive, you know, you might think that it's about letting go of the people in your life, relationships, jobs, whatever it is. This growth journey is the emotional concept of everything. It's all about the emotion, letting go of the energy, which of course stems from thought. The thoughts and the emotions that we place upon ourselves. And of course, if it means later on change in physicality, then by all means do so. But it begins with changing of all energy within you, thoughts and emotions, so that your actions are, and your words and your actions are of what you hope to discover. So keep in mind, you know, I have watched a couple of videos on YouTube in the past here, within the past 2 years, of people saying, don't go down the rabbit hole. And of course I was like, but why not? Alice had so much fun. She was seeing things that she ordinarily wouldn't see if she had stayed back. Sure, it might have been a little terrifying, took her a little off course, met crazy individuals that looked, you know, different than her, but it was exciting. To the point that when she got back out, she was completely changed. You know, the rabbit hole contains truth. Your own limitations is the veil. So, you know, Alice was courageous. She faced her fears to see the truth ahead, even if it meant falling, getting lost, seeing crazy things, and meeting psychotic characters along the way. Our life requires for us to be able to move forward in an adventurous way. But in order to do so, we must be able to let go. Let go of what holds us back. This isn't necessarily about leaving people behind. When we let go, it's oftentimes about letting go of our own expectations and those emotional blocks that stem from our past, where those limitations were first created. Whenever you are in a journey, jumping down a rabbit hole will occur several times. Because I remember God showing me Alice in Wonderland again, jumping down that hole, at least for another time throughout this process. And it's about every type of level that we are at, it's time to take another plunge again. It's time to dive, go down that dark hole to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We must be able to face where our lives currently are headed with grace, humility, fearlessness, courage, strength, and a whole lot of love. Keep in mind, if it's before you, you chose it anyway. So you might as well jump. So now something that I noticed this morning as I was waiting for my grocery pickup, which I was nearly there for almost 2 hours waiting for it today. They were backed up a bunch. Again, my old self would have been PO'd. PO'd. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, you really are showing patience here today, Christy. You are showing how much growth that you have been through. And good job. And I began to look as if I was seeing something in the atmosphere that I haven't seen before, and it kept coming and going. There's something that was trying to appear before me. And as I come home here, I'm getting goosebumps along my legs. That's a confirmation that it holds truth. So, thank you. Now I am actually seeing light like I've never seen light. And I've seen sparkles, and you guys are probably seeing sparkles in the atmosphere. You're seeing the veil. You're seeing, which in some of us can be the angelic realm, I like to call it, or spirit realm. But this is a whole lot different. This is so much more brighter, and I know, of course, my vision is being upgraded. Also, before I go, my eyes have been experiencing upgrades. My right eye has been the eye that has been most dominant. This is the one that has that orb that has come 3 times since my awareness to my awakening process. And I have explained in other videos that it is the descension and ascension, descension and ascension, descension and ascension. So 3 complete cycles of 2, down and up, down and up, down and up within your tree of life. And making that complete. 3 is the magic number for Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Togetherness, unity, mind, body, and soul. So I know that in this orb is now almost out of my pupil vision. I can still see it, but it's no longer obstructing my my vision to where things are blurry or blown up, it's still there. I can definitely see it, regardless if my eyes are shut or open. I can see it, but no longer an issue. So it is rising once again. And my left eye has been receiving more of the laser type of upgrades and healing. But of course, so is my right now. So I have been feeling that sensation, and especially last night, it was as if lasers were just kind of, you know, healing the eyes. Why? Because I have actually completed the connection between pineal and pituitary. The blue ribbon was given to me. That's something that I have been given as part of my confirmation that either I am in a phase or completed a phase within the chakra system. Is the ribbon is shown. And this is also where the ribbons come from in our reality, based on like for cancer and things like that, for different organizations. They stem from because we have these ribbons that are given to us when we finally hit a stage. And so the ribbon was a royal blue silk ribbon. It was so beautiful. And so I know that is where I currently am again. And it's important to remember for yourself. Take a drink here. No matter how many times we come back up, the process takes us from levels, chakras we've already opened, healed, aligned, purged, all of that kind of stuff. We always come back to it, no matter what stage we are at, to upgrade according to the level that we are at. So even if you are someone who says, yeah, my pituitary and pineal is open, well, great, but continue going, because it doesn't stop. And if you are not seeing complete light yet, excuse me, and if you are still having those emotional blocks, and feeling limited and often feel low, then you still have a lot to go. You have more progress ahead. And don't beat yourself up. This is why we're living. And our journey will continuously either, either stay the same, get worse, or get better. Those are the only choices we have. So because of where we are definitely upgrading on more vision, upgrading on all of our senses are being upgraded, which means our gifts are being enhanced. So again, keep in mind when you are upgrading, because we're already also feeling the eclipse energies. You're receiving parts of what is going to be taking place, and you could be receiving especially what is going to be taking place on December 21st as well, and even thereafter. So a lot of us are more in tune to receiving before others. But there's going to be times when you're just kind of feeling still. And I don't want to say no, but it's kind of, I'm here, and then there's nothing. There's really just nothing. You're just going about your day, functioning as best as you can, because something is right around the corner. You can't place it. You don't understand it. You just received a bunch of information, and it's going to take time for again, you to catch up. So I am going to do more research here on other things that I received last night, and I may not do it today because of just feeling the way that I am. I know I am going to just definitely allow myself this time to be. I am extremely hungry today. That is one thing. Extremely hungry. Whereas yesterday, I kind of was, kind of wasn't. I didn't know what to eat at all. And even today, I don't have... My taste buds are definitely off. I want to eat, but I have no taste for anything. So, but hydrate, and water is really great, but too much water can also be give you the opposite reaction. So listen to your body. If you feel thirsty, of course, you're already gone beyond dehydration. Stay hydrated as best as you can, because keep in mind, a lot of us are at this higher state right now, where we are actually receiving the nutritional food, the spiritual food, that mana from source directly, that keeps us feeling either full and we're going to be full and hydrated. Finally, that word came to me. So yeah, this is it. So what's about to approach because of this rabbit hole here? And of course, I feel it. I have been feeling it. Because I often feel more love than I feel this numb day. So especially, it's been, gosh, maybe only a week. I don't know, 2 weeks the most. All of your December, however long we've been in December. I don't even know what day we're at. We are at this intense change. It is right here, fellows and gents and gals, other people, other beings of light here. We are going to have to take this plunge to move forward. And we can't fear the unknown. We can't fear of being judged, unaccepted, and unloved. We have to move forward fearlessly and with great enthusiasm. This is Christy. Much love, health, and a healing away. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.